Genetics is the branch of science that deals with genes, heredity, and variation. Gregor Johann Mendel's experience on pea plants and the conclusions he drew out of hybridization experiments laid the foundation for the field of genetics. Therefore, he is considered as the father of genetics. In 1856, Mendel began to conduct hybridization experiments on pea plants in the garden of his monastery that focus on 7 specific characters such as the color of the flower, shape of the seed, etc. Based on analysis of the experimental result, he explained that a pair of factors controls each character and represented those factors using symbols. These factors are now known to be genes. Gregor Mendel's conclusions are known as the law of inheritance. These laws provide the fundamental genetic framework to understand heredity and variation. Mendel initially conducted hybridization experiments by considering a single pair of contrasting traits. This is known as a monohybrid cross. The hybridization experiment conducted considering the trait of the height. Mendel hybridized pure tall plant and pure dwarf plant. In the F1 generation, he got only tall plant. Mendel hypothesized that there must be certain factors within the seed that control traits. To find out what might have happened to the factor responsible for dwarfness, he self-pollinated the plants obtained in the first generation to produce a second generation of plants. Mendel's postulates. A trait is controlled by 2 factors. When a pair of contrasting traits is subjected to hybridization, only one of the contrasting traits is expressed in the offspring of the first generation and the other remains hidden. The trait that appears in the first generation is called a dominant trait and the hidden trait is called a recessive trait. The trait hidden in the first generation reappears in the second generation. When gametes are formed, the factors that determine traits get separated without mixing. The ratio of the dominant to recessive traits in the offspring of the second generation is 3:1. When 2 or more different traits are combined, each trait is inherited independently to the next generation without mixing each other. A pair of alleles in an organism does not influence the separation of another pair of alleles. Non-Mendelian inheritance. Incomplete dominance, codominance, multiple allelism, polygenic inheritance. Genetic processes responsible for variation, crossing over and mutation. Crossing over. Pairing of homologous chromosomes. Identical chromosomes inherited from the parents of an organism. The point of contact of the paired chromosomes is called chiasma. The chromatids break at the region and broken segments are exchanged with each other. This exchange causes recombination of alleles. This leads to the appearance of new traits in the offspring. Mutation. Mutation is a sudden heritable change in the genetic constitution of an organism.